To this Facebook Live edition of our severe weather coverage here for this evening across the area. I'm meteorologist Erik Taylor, and we're talking about an organized line of showers and thunderstorms that'll last about an hour or less as it presses west to east into the area this evening. The bulk of the action right now is in Frederick, but between about 8 and 9 o'clock, we're going to be looking at this going into Baltimore. So we'll go right into the graphics here and we'll show you what's going on. Right now we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in place across portions of the area, which includes portions of Carroll County as well as Frederick County, and that's where the worst of the weather is. Right now, if our friends up there in Taneytown, over to Thurmont, out through Frederick, over towards the Woodbine area, looking at this severe thunderstorm warning, we'll paint that on there for you. And you can see once again that will go until 8:15. These storms are generally rolling off to the east at 45 miles per hour, so they slow down somewhat as they work their way towards Carroll Valley and Middleburg, moving east at 45, 60 mile per hour gusts are possible, along with possible tornado text here on this warning as it continues through portions of Frederick County and now working into portions of Carroll County. Looking at the velocity here, we'll clear a couple of things off and you'll be able to see this is kind of what we're looking at. This is now a little higher up on the radar beam coming out of Sterling, Virginia, but as we sample the wind here right around Westminster, this is probably about 3,000 feet off the ground. It's not too far off, but we're looking at wind gusts upwards of 76 miles per hour coming up towards the Westminster Taneytown area. Same thing as we get back closer to Frederick. This is kind of a little bit of a better guesstimate of what we're thinking with the wind, probably right around 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts there in Frederick. Same thing up towards Thurmont, around 30 to 40 miles per hour. So up above us, that wind is racing about 75 to 75 to 80 miles per hour, and now some of that is trying to be translated down to the surface as this front sweeps on through. And that's where the danger comes in because it's more of the wind threat. We can get an occasional spin up or two rolling on through the area. We'll flip this back over to radar view and you can see once again Baltimore over here not seeing too much. Baltimore back towards the east not seeing too much. Eldersburg, Cockeysville not seeing anything just yet, but that wide line of showers and thunderstorms, you can see the general progression of this off to the east-northeast rolling at 40 to 50 miles per hour. That warning once again includes Carroll as well as portions of Howard and Frederick County. That will go until 8:15 p.m. This includes the city of Mount Airy working back towards Frederick, Westminster, and back along that 15 corridor. We're going to widen this out and actually put a broad scale here of what we're thinking at least timetable wise, and we'll take the TWR radar off out of BWI and we'll go back over to the regular radar view. And you'll be able to see as we put a timeline on this, generally moving northeast, let's say 50 to 55 miles per hour. And that'll put it towards the Baltimore area here and over towards Havre de Grace and Chestertown. Coming up around Germantown at 7:56, 8 o'clock in Montgomery Village. Columbia at 8:19, Havre de Grace there at 8:52. The city of Baltimore itself right around 8:30. And over towards Chestertown on the eastern shore about 9:05 p.m. Looking at some of the latest stuff from the weather chat here over on our other screen, where we're looking at severe thunderstorm warning once again for Carroll and Frederick County and Howard County until about 8:15 p.m. So once again, there's a broad rough guesstimate of what we're thinking at least timetable wise. Germantown around 7:56, 8 o'clock in Montgomery Village, 8:19 in Columbia, 8:30 in Baltimore. Our friends in Dundalk around 8:37 p.m. And hopefully most of your trick-or-treating is done here at this point as these storms start to work into the area. Most of the folks got out there early to get that candy when the weather was pretty good out there, and it looks like things are now going to start to deteriorate here in the next hour or two. Havre de Grace once again around 8:52 there for portions of Harford County. So once again, we're looking at this line of showers and thunderstorms rolling through the area. I'm going to get on Facebook Live here in just a minute on my phone to check what kind of questions you have that are coming in. But once again, this is what we're tracking this evening. It's a pretty hefty line of showers and thunderstorms rolling on through, coming through the area. And behind this, of course, in the 11 o'clock news, we'll let you know if there's any damage across the area. And you can also download our free mobile app at WMAR News, available at the Apple and Google Play Store. That will keep you up to date as these start to race your way. They're going to last about an hour or less, so it's going to be quick with that burst of wind as it comes on through. So wider view, let me show you what's going on really across much of the region. This line extends now from Harrisburg up here in southern portions of Pennsylvania all the way down towards Front Royal into the Shenandoah Valley, where we actually did have a couple of tornado warnings down there for a period of time. But you could see the warnings are being issued along the line as it presses off to the east, generally at 45 to 50 miles per hour. Not a lot of lightning here, but more in the way of wind is what we're looking at. And you can see once again, there on the wind velocity, this is kind of what we're picking up. And if we can sample this as we get up towards portions of Carroll County, you'll see those winds are likely to gust about 50 to 60 miles per hour coming there into Westminster, and same thing just outside the Frederick area, 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts. Hence the severe thunderstorm warning that we do have in place for this storm as it advances towards the area. So wider view once again, we'll pull back out. We'll actually pull this other radar off, and you'll be able to see the hefty line of showers and thunderstorms starting to grow and pick up a little bit of an intensity as they roll their way towards Baltimore. But Baltimore points east. You're still in the clear. The tornado watch, though, is likely to continue here at least until midnight tonight for most of the area. The watch has already been peeled back across portions of the mountains. That includes Allegheny County as well as Garrett County, no longer in that tornado watch. But everybody else highlighted here in yellow, you're in the watch until midnight tonight. And those mean conditions are favorable for tornadic development or severe weather development. So we want you to heed the warning. The warning means we want you to act. A watch means conditions are favorable for development, and that gives you a little bit of lead time before that warning is issued. So just have a plan ready to go. Be prepared, not scared. It's always better to do that than have no plan at all. So that's what we're contending with here this evening across the region. So we'll go back over to the radar view, and you'll be able to see once again, let me pop that radar off, and you'll be able to see here on the wider view, this is what we're looking at, this line of showers and thunderstorms. I'm going to open up Facebook Live here on my phone as well, and to get some of your questions in here as they continue to come on in, and we get some more folks joining in here on the broadcast this evening as this advances your way. So we're looking at this line probably making it here into Baltimore coming up generally, I'd say around 8, 9 o'clock, about 8:30, 9 o'clock should be knocking on the door of Baltimore coming up here around 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight. So as I click on this, we're going to try to see if we can get some of your questions. Came up to y'all, thank God. Got it bad here now. It's windy with John. So John, thank you for the update. Chris says it's pretty windy in Pikesville. L'Oreal says stay safe to everybody out there. And Anthony's asking if he should pick his grandmother up from bingo a little early. I'd say pick her up maybe a little early if you're over towards Baltimore. Points east, you still got some time until these come on through. Lisa says bring the dogs in. You don't want to leave them outside, of course, when the thunderstorms are coming through. Then yes, that's a good idea. Bring them in. Also bring your Halloween decorations that may be loose out there if you don't want them to end up in your next door neighbor's yard by tomorrow morning, because these winds are pretty gusty, upwards of 40 to even 50 miles per hour. It looks like Cecil is clear from the tornado watch. That is true, Donna. No tornado watch in Cecil County or much of the eastern shore, but you're still under the gun, at least for severe weather, as this is coming across pretty quickly. It's in less than an hour. It's in and out of your neighborhood, and boom, it's on to the next town as the front wipes through the area. So what we're going to show you is the drastic nature of this front, which you'll actually be able to see here on the temperature map. Out ahead of the frontal boundary right now, it's in the 70s. It's 74 in Baltimore, 75 still in Frederick, but behind that front, it's already in the 40s out towards Deep Creek, 60s in Hagerstown. So that clash of the air masses is where we're creating the problem here. When you get 70-degree temperatures out ahead of a front, and on the back side of it, there's about a 30-plus degree difference. That's when you get severe weather. And especially if you step out and about right now, you can feel the air that you can wear. It's a lot drier back towards the west, and now moving east is where we're starting to see those problems where you're working into that warm, moist air mass. That is the perfect product, at least for severe weather, to get into the neighborhood. So we'll go back over the radar view for those of you tuning on in. Clearing skies down to the southeast with T-Dog. That's not good news. You don't want to see those skies clearing out because we're likely to see those showers and thunderstorms working into that favorable environment. The winds are really picking up here in Reading, PA. Thank you, Myrna, for the update there. Spooky wind in Westminster. Yes, the winds will be picking up, and eventually the rain will come with it. Looks like Hartford County will get mist. Kenzie, not so fast. This will be getting into your neighborhood here after about 8:30. We'll be seeing those showers and thunderstorms working through. John says in West Virginia, most of the Halloween activities got canceled because of the rain. Yes, it was a very busy time earlier this afternoon out there. Beth, hello, 75 in Newark right now. So very warm conditions over there in Delaware. So zooming on in, once again, our friends up here in Westminster, this is knocking on your door. Severe thunderstorm warning is going to continue for portions of Carroll, Howard, Montgomery, as well as Frederick County. That will go until 8:15 p.m. The storms extend from Emmitsburg near Ballinger Creek and down to Middleburg, moving east at 40. Damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour and the possibility of a tornado are likely with the severe thunderstorm warning that will continue until 8:15 p.m. Not seeing anything in the Weather Service chat that is brand new. That is good news on that front. So it looks like we might continue here with severe thunderstorm warnings for the rest of the time as this pulls off to the east. Searching the wind, and once again, we're looking at those gusts. We'll pull these warnings off of here for you in these watches, and you'll be able to get a better sampling of what we're looking at. And you can see wind gusts right around the Westminster area, likely to pick up to about 54, 55 miles per hour. Same thing over here towards Woodville, around 40 miles per hour. You get out here just west of Westminster, out along the 140 stretch, about 38 miles per hour as you're heading up towards Taneytown. The higher you are on this beam, this radar beam, you're likely pointing higher in the sky off the ground, hence the sampling a little bit higher on those wind gusts. So generally between 30 and 50 is what we're looking at with any of these storms as they cruise through the area. So back to our regular radar view, we'll get you zoomed in here once again and show you the advancement of the line. So you can see the line from Harrisburg coming back down through Hagerstown over to Frederick and down into portions of Virginia just north of Charlottesville. As we get some more questions in, David says, how strong will the winds be? Likely to gust 30 to 60 at any point as the line comes through. Hello to Penny in Annapolis. Gina, very warm for the end of October. Yes, very warm, above average. And when it gets this warm, of course, we have some problems. Doreen, anything in Brooklyn Park this evening? Brooklyn Park, you're likely to see the showers and storms start to advance your way after about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Hello to Sharon out there. Hello to Sharon once again. And Penny in Annapolis, you should start to see this after 9 o'clock as well. Lisa's asking if Jamie made it back okay. I'm pretty sure he's in a safe spot this evening as the storms come on through. And hello to Doreen. I'm outside. It's a little windy. Kiddos are finished trick-or-treating. That's good. If you can get the kiddos in between now and about 8:30 here in Baltimore, that'll be solid, especially Hartford County, even points east. By 8:30, if you can get them inside, should be good to go and safe as this line of storms starts to advance our way. So you can see over the last hour or so as we looped this, how this line has generally flared up in intensity. You notice a lot more orange and red compared to what it was about an hour ago as it was west of the area, and also getting a few embedded lightning strikes and some rumbles of thunder at times. But for the bulk of the time, as this came over the mountains, it actually came through pretty quiet with gusty winds and a couple tornado warnings along it. So definitely beware. It's very thin. It'll be in and out of your neighborhood within an hour, and boom, it'll be on to the next town after that with gusty winds 30 to 60 miles per hour. These warnings will continue. So severe thunderstorm warning once again for portions of Carroll and Frederick as well as Howard counties. That will go until 8:15 p.m. Looking for some more questions here on Facebook Live. Bel Air area probably after about 8:30, 9 o'clock. You should start to see those storms. Rochelle in northeast, that's up there across portions of Hartford going into Cecil County. You'll be looking at some of those showers and storms right around probably about the 9 o'clock time frame, maybe a little before that. No problem, Damien. Thank you for tuning in, as well as David. He says bye-bye to the 75-degree weather and hello to fall. The closet and the coats. Yes, temperatures are going to take a dive into the 50s as we get towards your Friday. So this is what we're monitoring as this continues to push generally off to the east. Northeast at 40 to 50 miles per hour. We'll put a new track on this for you and let you know some of the towns that could be included here over the next couple of hours or so, over the next 2 hours. We'll take this down as far as we can, and you'll be able to see Columbia about 8:14 p.m. We'll straighten this up for you so you can see the line as well. Columbia at 8:14. Baltimore right around 8:26. It is 7:59 now, so 26 minutes from now. This should be knocking on the door of the city. Annapolis shortly after that at 8:49. Chestertown at 8:59. And then off it goes into portions of Delaware and southern New Jersey once we get towards the 9 o'clock, 9:30 time frame. So between now and 9 o'clock is our prime time period for those showers and storms to get into the metro. Hello to Lisa out there. Hello to Windsor Mill with April. Hello to Mike. Is Dundalk getting hit? Dundalk will get this probably between 8 and 9 o'clock. Hello to Anthony out there. Dry here in Anchorage, Alaska. We wish it was dry here, but we'll be looking at these storms here over the next hour or so. No problem. Kenzie. Hello to Harold. It'll hit Baltimore probably right around 8:30 and 9 o'clock. With Harold, hello to Michelle. Any tornado watches for the city? Yes, tornado watch will go until midnight. We'll circle back to that. We'll show that for everybody here. Tornado watch until midnight, at least for the immediate Baltimore metro area. Cecil County now included in a severe thunderstorm watch. That will go until 1 a.m. for our friends over there, Cecil County in the Eastern Shore. Severe thunderstorm watch for severe weather, gust upwards of 60 miles per hour on that watch. That will go until 1 a.m. Tomorrow morning. Washington, D.C. underneath the tornado watch. April, that will go until midnight tonight. Northern Hartford County does have a chance at an isolated tornado. Parkville area, same thing with Virginia. Wind is kicking up now in Perry Hall with Amanda Austin out there. Thank you for the update there. Hello to Lisa, and hello to Samia out there, and hello to Harold. Good evening to you as well. So tornado watch for central Maryland. That will go until midnight. Points west, Allegheny, Washington, and Garrett counties over the mountains of Maryland are now out of that tornado watch. Severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. for the eastern shore of Maryland over in the portions of Cecil County, as well as the eastern shore itself. Queen Anne's, Kent, Talbot, and Caroline counties included in that. So we continue to watch this line as it works off to the east-northeast at 40 miles per hour. Carroll County, Frederick County, portions of Howard over towards the Mount Airy area, as well as Montgomery County included in a severe thunderstorm warning with possible tornado text. That will go until 8:15 p.m. That will go until 8:15 p.m. Winds upwards of 60 with an isolated tornado possible here. We'll look at the velocities one more time. We'll show you kind of what's going to happen here. We'll take off this radar and we'll put the other one on. We'll give you a better view of what we're expecting, at least wind-wise up here. And the radar is kind of sampling the stronger gust up here to the north, where we have had some wind damage reported up around the Chambersburg area back out to Berkeley Springs in West Virginia. So this is right off the ground, probably about, let's say, 3,000 feet. We'll take these warnings off and you'll be able to see those gusty winds likely to be upwards of 76 miles per hour. This is right off the surface, about 3,000 to 4,000 feet. Right off the ground. So the winds are most likely closer to this bottom number compared to this top number, but either way, looking at some very gusty stuff pulling on through as this line of storms continues to chug off to the east, northeast, generally at 40 miles per hour. So wider view, as we zoom in, we'll take you right down the line, and then we may cut this short until the storm system gets a little bit closer to the city itself. But looking at Thurmont, Westminster area, got the showers and storms rolling in right now. They'll be with you for about an hour or so. So you do have time to prepare if you're in the city. If you're in the city, if you're in the city right now, no problem. Lisa, thank you. Doreen, thank you. Kate, hello to Chris, and thank you, David, as well. If you can get indoors, definitely a good idea. Get indoors here before this line gets into your area. So up here towards Tawnytown, our friends along 140, Tawnytown back towards Westminster, over towards Union Bridge, Thurmont seeing the worst of it right now, Johnsville getting it, Woodville, Urbana, Frederick starting to see this, Damascus down over towards the Mount Airy area, working back along portions of 27, dropping down towards Urbana and Ballinger Creek. They're at Flying Dog Brewing Company over towards the Poolsville area in Montgomery County and back up in the northeastern portions of Howard County, seeing the worst of this weather rolling on through. We'll put a time track here for you and you'll be able to see. Once again, this is movement at 50 miles per hour. Olney, you're up next. It should be on your doorstep here in a moment at 8:15. Columbia at 8:26. Baltimore now right around 8:36 p.m. Abingdon over in Hartford County, 8:52. Havre de Grace over there in Hartford County at 9:03. And Chestertown here coming up at 9:13 p.m. So definitely watch out for this as this continues on through here. We'll be looking at those gusty winds once again upwards of 60, maybe even 70 miles per hour at times as this line of showers and storms works its way through the area. So we wanted to pop in with you to just give you a little bit of a preview here on Facebook Live. of what's going to be coming into the area. Now, once this gets a little closer or even right on top of the city, of course, we'll pop back in with you here on Facebook Live and give you another update as this rolls on through. So you will see us once again, but if you don't see us, maybe if you're not tuned in, tune into the 11 o'clock news tonight. We'll get you up to date in regards to any damage across the area and what we can expect for the weekend. It does look good, but you will need a sweater with temperatures in the 50s. For now, we appreciate all of your questions. We love to see you out there, and we appreciate all the questions. If you do get any photos, leave them here in the chat below, and we'll check back in with you once this storm system gets a little bit closer to the city here. About 8:30, 9 o'clock. Look for our next Facebook Live as those storms roll on through.